Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. As you can see, not the regular location, not the regular amount of beers, something a little bit different. As you can see on the can, it is Find the Rivington, The Revenge. If anybody remembers this from maybe 2 years ago, my good friend Adam, you'll know him online as Mersey Beers, sent me a challenge to find the Rivington amongst a set of beers from Rivington, IPAs usually. So I had this attitude that I felt like I could always pick a kind of Rivington out of a lineup. Previous time, they were all double IPAs. And I was successful in finding out what that was. As always, Adam was very secretive about what this selection is. But this time we've got 4. He did warn me that I might need some help with the rest of these beers, so I'm fearing triple IPAs, but who knows what is here. So, as you can see, blind taste test. And the one thing I'll point out, some cans have got black lids, some have got silver. When I think Rivington, I think of maybe silver top, but I think they're kind of the Evil Dead beers and maybe some specials. I think they do as a black top, so that has thrown me a little bit. Adam will have taken these things into consideration, no doubt. Finding 4 of the identical style in a 500ml can, obviously, don't forget that. Most craft beer breweries would put them in 440s. These are in 500ml. That's no mean feat. Get that. So anyway, let's crack on. So we've got starting with A. Let's see if we can find the Rivington. But yeah, big thanks to Adam for this. Always a bit of fun. It's really fun last time. I said, got it on the nail on the head. I'll try and predict other breweries if I can, but I don't know, and I've got a slight worry as I open this can. I know why he told me to to get some help with this. Well, it's not an IPA, is it? It's clearly an Imperial Stout. Right. I've only had a couple of Rivington Imperial Stouts, so he's thrown me a bit of a curveball on that one. But I think I prepared myself for this. So I'm thinking, do you know what? He might fucking give me Imperial Stouts. And I've had 1 or 2 Rivington. I've got a rough idea what I might be going for. So anyway, first one. It looks kind of black, but I think it's a little bit brown. A thin film of head, so you're expecting Imperial Stout. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't drink all this myself. Thing is, I put them in the fridge as well, so they're actually chilled. So maybe that's a good thing or bad thing, you never know. Right then. Swell and stiff, let's check out the aroma. I'm going kind of tonka. Yeah, I'm going tonka on that. My memories of stouts from Rivington were a little bit dry and a bit of that cherry kind of thing that I'm not mad keen on. Cherry, chocolate, maybe cherry. Chocolate and tonka is the main thing. Maybe coconut. Smells nice. Vanilla. I said these are chilled because I was expecting either double or triple IPAs because he knows I've got a bit of an issue with with triple IPAs. I'm thinking, yeah, that's where he might have gone. But this smells great. That smells absolutely fantastic. Me and Becky are going to be a bit pissed now. We've got 4 big cans of Imperial Stouts, it turns out. But anyway, thanks, mate. Let's dive into the first one. Cheers. A. Can A. Yeah, that's good, that. That's really nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going down that vanilla tonka side of things. I just realised I've not got any scissors, which hopefully I'll be able to get these open. Forgot to get some. Yeah, vanilla tonka. It could be kind of like a creme brulee stout or something a bit like that. That's really nice. I think these are all going to be about between 10.5 and 12%. But that's really nice. Is it a Rivington? I didn't have the I think it's Evil Dead range that I do. Didn't have their stout this year, but that was the last one I had. So maybe I was kind of macaroon stout or something like that. It's not too sweet. It's nice though, that. Can be. Is that the Rivington? Don't think so. Oh, that's a bit lively. Yep, that's a bit lively. That's pissed all over. If it didn't get me t-shirt. There you go. Becky's thankfully giving me something to wipe everything down with. As you can see, no cutting on this one, thank you very much. This is not the Rivington. It's made by some piss poor brewery who've made a beer that says chilled. Don't go on my t-shirt. Good, it's not got on my t-shirt. This is the... I predict the worst beer of the bunch. Hopefully this doesn't stain my shirt. Fucking hell. Well, that's something for people to laugh at, isn't it? There was a fizz. Yeah, it's fizzy as fuck. Yeah, that's mega fizzy. That's badly made beer. That's just... cleaning up. It's more clean up for me to do later, if not a very sticky table. So it's calmed down, as I might not have completely. Sticky hands, sticky bullshit. Yeah. It's a bit farty. I think it's a bit over attenuated. I think it's gone a bit weird and dry. I think there's been some... Oh dear. Oh, that's that smells like a used public toilet and not just piss. That's not good. Smelly farty. It's alright. It's alright, but it's put my nose out of joint a little bit as that, because it's fucking sprayed all over me. It's got a bit of a treacly thing. Bit of a treacly thing going on. It's very dry, so I'm going to say it's slightly over attenuated. I think it's had some adjuncts in the... How can so little beer go fucking everywhere? Oh, it's over attenuated and it's a little bit weird and dry. I think there was probably treacle or something in that. But that one, first one was miles better. That one, a bit messy, actually and figuratively. So, can be. Can get in the fucking sea. So, without further ado, let's move on to something. Better not got on my t-shirt. I will be fucking good. Right. I'm going to go and open all these outside now. No, not really. I said these they're cool. They've not been chucked around. But yeah, that was clearly... I think that's got some adjuncts in that has gone wrong. So we're on C. Much better. Ooh. Very earthy. It's like potatoes. Like muddy potato, like dirty potatoes. Yeah. Slightly vegetal. Maybe there is this very vague, maybe it's not as sweet as tonka. I don't think it's vanilla either. It smells like kind of like pea pods. Maybe it's oak barrel. Maybe they're like an oak barrel in it, because oak barrels can do all sorts of weird shit to it. I don't think it's booze, but I think it could be an oak barrel. Anyway, cheers. Yay! You didn't fucking spray all over me. Yay! Yeah, that's nice. That's a bit more grown up. I'm gonna go oak barrel aged. It's not. I don't. If at a push, it could be very slight bourbon, but it's not getting. You sometimes get a cherry note from bourbon, but it's not pokey enough to a whiskey. So I'm thinking oak. That could be the Rivington. I said I do not know what this year's. I said, what's it? Living Dead or whatever they call it, Evil Dead. Don't know what that was this year. As I said, I think that is in the black top. So at the moment, C is winning the race, even though he's completely gone against all the rules of Find the Rivington, which is IPAs, because they're chalky, they're a bit abrasive, and I know what they taste like. Yeah, that's suitably carbonated. We will be exposing the shit brewery later. Once again, black as night. I mean, I think they're all. The first one maybe was the palest. It was nice though. C smells a bit meh, but tastes great. But appearance wise, stunning. Shiny ebony. Once again, different. That's got a little bit of fuse, some alcoholic phenols knocking around. Could be a bit stronger than the rest. That's also got a little bit of a farty pissy thing going on. Yeah. Kind of maybe slightly woody, maybe, but yeah. Kind of slightly damp wood. Something slightly. It's not vinegar, but something a little bit around that neck of the woods. Perplexing, that one. I said that one didn't smell nice at all, but tastes great. That covered all the bases. So if that were Rivington, I think they would be very happy with it. Anyway, let's dive into this before we sum up on my thinking. That's Peter. That's whiskey. That's definitely whiskey. It's not a fully peaty kind of thing. It's definitely slightly more spicy whiskey. That's whiskey. I don't think it's a strong one though. I don't think it's a 12%er. I think it's still around. I think everything's probably similar ABV, 10.5, 11. It's thinner. That's thinner, that. Which can be sometimes maybe it just presents itself a bit flat. It's not flat. That's fucking. We should blend that in because that's fizzy as fuck. That's kind of whiskey. I know Rivington did a whiskey Imperial Stout maybe a year and a half ago or something like that. Maybe not even that. Maybe about 6 months ago. And I didn't go for it because I'm not the biggest fan of whiskey. That's nice. That's kind of quite spicy, woody, quite grown up. A little bit, yeah, earthy, that kind of leathery kind of thing. So a quick rundown. I'll have another taste of each other and decide which is my favourite, and then I'll also decide which is I think the Rivington. A, sweetest of the bunch by a long shot. I'm going to go chocolate, coconut, maybe tonka, maybe vanilla. The shit show that pissed all over me. I think it could have been something. I think that could have been good, but it sprayed all over me, and that annoyed me. And then it's all right. It's all right. That I think that'll improve as the night goes on, because it looks like we're just drinking Imperial Stout for the rest of the night. And it's better than it initially thought. I calmed down a little bit, not quite as annoyed. Aroma on that is a little bit lacking, but flavour's great. It's got a brilliant balance of sweetness. I think there could be bourbon in there. There could be chocolate in there. But it's high quality. That's really nice. Oh, whew. And I said this is more the whiskey one. Once again, aroma's not amazing. A little bit thinner. It's got that slightly savoury note to it. Between these two. So that's sweet. That's the sweetest. I think that's... I think this is my favourite. Even though I said it tasted like, smelled like, kind of like pea pods. But the flavour's great. I think it's thick and unctuous. So that's my favourite, is C. What's the Rivington? Because ones I've had have not been mega sweet. It's between... Ugh. I don't think it's that. I think that's too nuanced. And I don't think of Rivington Imperial Stout Brewery. I think that's a bit too nuanced. I think it's A. So we're going to start at the start. As I was supplied with the kitchen roll to clear up the fucking mess, I've also been supplied with a pair of scissors. So we're going for A. As I'm thinking, would Adam think it's too much of a anticlimax if the first one was the Rivington, which I'm suspecting is the Rivington? I'm not looking. I'm trying to look and not spill it. Don't think it is. I can see a black can. What we got here? Oh, it's Baron. Black Ditch, 11% Imperial Stout. Hang on. Hold your horses. So I didn't find the Rivington, Adam. But let's see if I'm... My second guess was it. And let's see if I can get any of the adjuncts in this. What's it saying in this? Caramel, chocolate, vanilla. Yeah, there you go. See, I got the thing. Not have that. I think I've had a strong one from those guys in the past. Very nice. So that's the sweetest one of the bunch. And very nice. That's Baron, great brewery. That's 11% Black Ditch, caramel, chocolate, vanilla. Very nicely done. Shall we let's unmask the fucking perpetrator of the shit show. So the enjoyment of me not getting it, maybe being lost because everybody obviously wanted me to get it right, and that's what everybody wants. Maybe just more enjoying the fact that I'm going to expose whoever's this shit out to poor beer as I'm really trying to look at this one because this is the fun bit. Because if this was a Rivington, wouldn't that be entertaining? Wouldn't that be entertaining if the one that fucking sprayed all over me? Stained my shirt. Mum and Dad got for me. What we got here? Oh, it fucking is as well. Well, isn't that interesting? The worst of the bunch. The can that fucking exploded. Isn't that kind of perfect? The last one I'd have gone for, because it was the one that sprayed all over me. So guess what I did? I know what you fucking did. Sprayed all over the table, probably stained my shirt. Thankfully not my lovely Clydewater t-shirt. But it is, guess what I did? From Rivington. I said it tasted better as it kind of went on. What's this? 10%. Imperial Stout with coconut. Imperial Stout with excessive amounts of sugar, so it exploded when you opened it. Too full. Adjuncts. Unattenuated. And that's what happens. I'd move these back, but I'm running out of space on the table. So, isn't that funny? Didn't find the Rivington, but it was the one that fucking sprayed all over the table and all over me. And as I said, I gave the devil its due as it was better with that second second taste. This, as I said, my favourite. I think this is quite a good Imperial Stout. I'm gonna go. If you're gonna give it a rating, I'm gonna go maybe like an 8, something like that. I'm trying not to look at what it is. Trying to remain objective. Fully get this off. So what's this one? Ah, okay. That's interesting. I nearly bought this. It's Funky Fluid from Poland. The Royal Cookie, French vanilla coffee. That's interesting because that's not as sweet as the Baron. 12% that one. That's really nice. That's really nice. I think that's got a bit of depth. It's got some really good depth flavour. You know, I bought stuff from Funky Fluid hoping that it was going to be, because it sounded really appealing, and they weren't that good, stouts. But that's a banger. But yeah, so that was it's going to be sweet but not too sweet, and I think they've got all the flavours nailed. I think where Baron maybe just dropped off a little bit. Sorry, I know you can't quite see. It'd be better if I had like a platform, but I mean, I am. Right, last one. But I think I said some of those. Well, I probably said some of those flavours, didn't I? But I said maybe. So what's in this? Coffee and vanilla. I won't say coffee. Yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. I'm gonna say it's a bit more going on than the Baron. A fuller flavour. So we're on to, so that was C. That was my pick. Didn't expect it to be that at all. What did I expect that to be? I don't know. I had no expectations at all. So D, the final one, the last of the bunch. Try not to look. But that bottom bit of the can is a bitch to unwrap. Oh, it's got Daya, a Hokum. So Hokum Stomp with a house porter. Kind of one of the earlier, one of the classic porters. 500ml can, as I said once again, hard one to find. 10% ABV this one. Imperial Strength Hokum. Nom nom nom. It says on it. It's not me being weird. He says to drink fresh, keep cold. I did keep this cold. So I think that's without adjunct. And I was that for me. Unless it's titchy fucking text. That's like 2 point. That I mean, I get fired if I went down to that avenue and fucking making text that as small as that. That's just absolutely appalling. It's not my failing eyesight. That I just said that was. Maybe it's just the malts I used in it. I just said that was whiskey. Maybe it's just kind of like that. Yeah, maybe knowing it isn't. Maybe I'm not, but maybe just that because it was a little bit not savoury, but not as sweet as the other ones. But that was fun. I didn't find the Rivington, as you hoped, but as I didn't find the Rivington in the most annoying potential way to find it. So as I said, I think the Baron's good. Surprisingly for me, the Funky Fluid was the pick of the bunch. I think they did a really nice job with that. If you've got that, if you found the guess what it is, I think that's probably what he probably saw that beer and thought, oh, that's funny. I'll shake that up for 3 weeks and let it piss all over him. No, but because I'm guessing it, and I guess what it is. I can see the appeal, but sadly, I'm going to say third place. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's the order of what I'm going in. I didn't find Rivington. You can't be the perfect. I mean, it maybe it didn't have the tropes that I was expecting from it, but in a way, maybe it did because it was maybe badly made, maybe badly packaged. Who knows? So does that sum it up as Rivington? So did I find it? I guess that's a question you've got to ask yourself. That's a question you've got to ask yourself, Adam. So anyway, big thanks to Adam for this. This is going to lead on to an interesting, maybe slightly early night for the pair of us, but that's really great. Thank you very much, buddy, thanks to everybody who's watching this. I hope you enjoyed me getting slightly annoyed, getting pissed all over by an Imperial Stout. Anyway, I'm Rob from HopZine. And now, I didn't find the Rivington. Cheers.